Hello guys, welcome back to TechDose, and in this video we will see the minimum path sum problem, which is also known as the minimum cost path. So this is from LeetCode day 18 of the 30 days coding challenge. So let us look at the problem statement. The problem here says that given a m by n grid filled with non-negative numbers, find a path from the top left to bottom right which minimizes the sum of all the numbers along its path. You can only move either in the down or in the right direction from a given point. So let us look at some examples in order to get a better understanding. So let us take an example of 3 by 3 matrix, and we want to reach this down right corner from this top left corner. So we want to find the path which will minimize the sum. Now what all movements are allowed? Given a point x comma y, we can move right to x comma y plus 1, or we can move down to x plus 1 comma y. So this is very simple. Now how do we find the path? From a given cell, we can either move right or we can move down. So how do we decide where to move? Now we can try applying greedy approach for this problem. But will this work? Let us see. The greedy approach says that given a point, we will take the most optimal next path. So from this one, we have two options. Either we can take the path to 3 or we can reach to 2. So which one will be optimal for this one step? Actually, minimum of these two will be taken. So the greedy approach says that we will take the most optimal path immediately without knowing about the future. So in this case, it seems that if we select these two, then we will be getting the minimum cost path. So we will not take this route to 3, but then we will go to 2. From this 2, we again have two options to go to 3 or 4. We will take the minimum of these 3 and 4, and we find that going to 3 will be a good approach for us. So we will go to 3. Now from 3 we have two options again. We will go to 2, and from 2 we have one option to go to 1. So we will go to 1. After applying greedy approach, what will be the total sum of path? It will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So what it will be? It will be 3 plus 3 6 plus 2 8 and 9. So the total path length will be 9. Now you can see that the minimum path length is actually not 9. If you can see, the minimum path length is from 1 to 3, from 3 to 1, 1 to 2, and from 2 to 1. So this is the minimum path length, and its length is equals to 8. 1 plus 3 4 plus 1 5 plus 2 7 and 8. So greedy will not work for this problem. Now the next approach which comes to mind is by using recursion. So let us see how can we apply recursion. We will take the similar example with 3 by 3 matrix, and we will have to start from this 0 comma 0, and we want to reach this 2 comma 2. Now what can we do to find this minimum path? So in order to find the minimum path, backtracking method says that each and every cell has two options. Either it can take a path to the right hand side or it can take a path to down. So the recursive approach will actually try both of the paths, that is all possible paths will be tried, and then the most optimal one will be returned as an answer. So this will give correct answer for each and every case. So how to apply recursion? Actually, from a given point, we will make a call to right hand side, we will make a call to down. Now when we are at this 3, then we will again make a call to right hand side, again make a call to down. So in this way, we will get a tree structure as I have already drawn here. This is not a complete structure, but then it will look similar. So as soon as we hit a leaf node, then the values will get returned, and so finally whatever gets returned at 0 comma 0, that is at this point, will get the minimum path length from 0 0 to 2 2. So writing this recursive code is actually pretty simple. If you can see here, I have already written the pseudo code. Now here I have taken a function min path sum, and I have passed the grid along with the current location of the cell x comma y. Now we will be required to do some boundary checks obviously, and the final return value will be the cost at the current cell, and this will be added with the cost which we had found by taking the path. So this call is made to the right hand side and the second call is made down. So we will take the minimum of both these down and right calls and then add the current cell value and return the value as the cost of path from this cell to the last cell 2 comma 2, as in our example you can see. So if this cell is returning some value, then it will return a value which will be the cost which will be required to reach 2 comma 2, that is the last cell, from this given cell. So what value will this cell return? It will return 1 plus 2 plus 1, which will be equals to 4. And how will it return it? It will add 1, which is the current cell cost, and the value which it will get from the right call will be 2 plus 1, which will be 3, and from the down call it will get 3 plus 1, which will be 4, and it will take the minimum of these two paths and will add the current cell cost to it and will return. So the value 4 will get returned. So I hope you understood the recursive approach now. But what will be the time taken by this recursive approach? You can see that at each of the cell we have two options to take path. So what will be the total number of paths? Approximately it will be equals to 2 to the power n. So our time complexity will also be order of 2 to the power n. Now this will not run for larger test cases, so we need to optimize it. So what can we try after recursion? You can see that in this tree diagram, if we solve these smaller problems, then the bigger problems also get solved. That is, if 1, 1 is calling this 1, 2 and 2, 1, then when the values are returned by this 1, 2 and 2, 1, then this 1, 1 gets solved. That is, it finds out what will be the minimum path length from 1, 1 to the last cell 2, 2 when these two are solved. Similarly, when this will return to 0, 1 and this 0, 2 returns to this 0, 1, then this 0, 1 will come to know what will be the minimum path length from 0, 1 to the last cell 2, 2 when these two nodes have returned their value. So you can see that solving the smaller subproblems is leading us to solve the bigger subproblem. And also there are repeating subproblems. You can see this 1, 2 and this 1, 2 call is getting repeated. And if you take a larger matrix and if you draw the complete tree structure, then many problems will get repeated. So how can you optimize it? What method can you apply? Since there is optimal substructure and repeating subproblems, so you can try applying dynamic programming, because these two conditions are required for applying it. Now before applying dynamic programming, you can also apply memoization technique, where you will take a memoization two-dimensional array, and whenever you solve a node, then you can store it in this memoization array, and whenever a call is made to this same node, then you can just see the value from this memoized array and you can return it. But then this will not highly improve your time complexity. This may or may not get accepted, because actually you are using recursion and you are saving a value in this memoization array. Now a better approach can be by using table in dynamic programming. So let us look at an example and solve it so that you will understand. I have taken the same example, which is m by n matrix, which is 3 by 3 here, and this is our given grid. Now we want to find the minimum cost path from the 0, 0 to the last cell 2, 2, and our allowed movements are only to the right and down from a given cell x, y. Now how do we use dynamic programming for solving this? So this is the DP table which will be storing the solutions. So let us see how this DP table will be filled. Now we want to start from this 0, 0. So whenever we start from a point, then the path length will be starting from this point as well, and so the cost of this cell 0, 0 will be equals to the cumulative path length, since we are starting from the same point. So this 0, 0 cell of this DP table will be filled by 1, since we are starting with 0, 0 and there are no prior cells which needs to be added. Now if you want to move to, let's say, 0, 1, then what is the cell from which you can reach to 0, 1? There is only one such cell, which is 0, 0, because the movements allowed are only to right side and down. So if you want to reach this 0, 1, then you cannot reach from 1, 1 or any other cell other than 0, 0. So what will be the cost of reaching this point from the starting point 0, 0? It will be cumulative sum of the path. So this is the second cell. So the previous cell value will get added to the current cell value, and it will be 1 plus 3, which will be equals to 4. Now let's say you want to reach to 0, 2. Then how will you reach there? There is only one possible path to reach 0, 2, which is from 0, 1. So you will add the previous value in the DP table, which is 0, 1, because this is the cumulative path length from the starting point 0, 0 to this current cell. So if you want to reach the next cell, then you will have to add from 0, 0 to 0, 1 path length plus this current cell cost. So current cell cost is 5. You will add 5 to 4 and it will be 9. Now the first row is filled. Similarly, we can fill the first column. So if you want to reach to 0, 1, then you can only reach from 0, 0. So there is only one possible path. So you will add this 0, 0 cost to this current cost, which is 2, and it will become 3. So the cost of reaching 0, 1 from the starting point 0, 0 is equals to 3. So I hope you are understanding it. If you want to reach to 0, 2 from 0, 0, then we can only reach by using this cell, because the condition says we can move right or down. So we will add the previous cell cost to this current cell cost 4 and it will become 7. So if you pick up any given point, then it will denote the cost of reaching to this point from the starting point. So I hope you got it. Now after filling this first row and first column, since they were only special cases and there were only one possible paths for them, we will fill the rest of the cells which will be having two possible paths from the left hand side and from the top. If you want to reach to 1, 1, then you can reach from this 1, 0 and you can also reach from 0, 1. But which one will you pick? You will pick the minimum of these two, because we want to minimize the sum of the path length. So we will pick this 3 and 3 will be picked and the current cell cost will get added and this will become 4. Now let's say you want to reach this 1, 2. Then there are two possible cells from which you can reach to 1, 2 from this 0, 2 and from this 1, 1. So we will pick the minimum of these two values, which is 4, and then add the current cell cost, which is 2, and we'll write it as 6. So 6 is the minimum path length from 0, 0 to reach to 1, 2. Now if you want to reach 2, 1, then we can reach from 2 points from this cell 2, 0. We can move right, and from 1, 1 we can move down. So we'll take the minimum of these two values, 4, 7. So it will be 4. Current cost will get added 3. It will become 7. Now if you want to reach this last cell 2, 2, then we can reach there from 2, 1 and we can also reach there from 1, 2. So we'll take the minimum of these two, which will be 6, and then add the current cost 1. It will come out to be 7. So 7 is the minimum path sum if we start from this 0, 0 and we want to reach to this 2, 2. So I hope you understood this method. This is pretty simple, and this is the formula which we will be taking for filling a cell in this DP table. So DP at ij will be equals to the current cost of the cell, which is grid at ij, and then if there are two possible paths, then we will take the minimum of this top and this left, because from top we can move down and from left we can move right. So that is why we have taken this dp at I-1j and dp at ij-1, and this will take a total of order of n square time, and the space complexity will also be order of n square for this table. So let us now look at the code. So this is the code as per my explanation. This is min path sum function and we are past the grid. This is for fast IO operations in C++. We are finding the number of rows, and if the grid is empty then we will return 0, otherwise find the number of columns. After that we are making the DP table, and after making this table we are assigning DP at 0, 0 with grid at 0, 0, because the starting point will be having the same cost in both DP and grid table. Now after this we will fill the first row as per I have explained and fill the first column, because these two cases will only be having one path. For reaching the first row elements we will have to move only right, and for reaching the first column elements we will have to move only down. Now after doing this we will fill the rest of the cells, because the rest of the cells will be having two options. So we will take the minimum of top as well as left, and we will add the current cost of the cell, and this entire cumulative sum will be taken in the DP table. So finally whatever comes out at DP at rows -1 and columns -1, that is the last cell, will be the minimum path sum to reach from 0, 0 to m, n. So this is the entire code, and I hope you understood it. If you have any other approach or solution in any other languages, then do comment below so that everyone can benefit from it. If you have any type of doubt, then feel free to comment below and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. Like and share our video and subscribe to our channel in order to watch more of this programming videos. See you on next video. Thank you.